I'm Billy Crystal. Saturday Night Live is back live again with host Hulk Hogan and Mr. T on the night before WrestleMania.
So you better be there. You heard the man?
We're here to show you the ropes at Pizza Inn. When it comes to original thin crust pizza, nothing can beat it, except cheesy pan pizza. Come on, you guys, call it a draw. With the all-you-can-eat buffet, you can always go back for more. All the pizza, salad, and muffins you can handle, made with the freshest ingredients for a super low price. I just got a new Pizza Inn phone for $14.95. Well, I want one of those too. Give me that. Hello? This for you, Kevin. Hello.
Hey, B, no way a little dude like you is gonna change my ways.
It's time you were tempted with a taste of nuts and honey.
Hulk Hogan doesn't eat nuts and honey.
Take this. An unbeatable part of this nutritious breakfast.
That's better than a body slam.
Why do I watch WrestleMania? My answer is the poet must not avert his eyes.
Okay, what do you think his name is?
Fart poop.
Fart poop?
The Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. We've got a show that you'll never forget.
Greetings, Grapple fans, and welcome to an artistically challenged episode of Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. I'm Darren, maybe broadcasting from Jersey City, New Jersey. Tonight, we have an interesting episode for you, a more experimental episode of Wrestling Club, you might say. So we're just going to get right into it. My tag team partner comes to us via satellite from Hollywood, California. I forgot what I was going to say.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. So much wrestling, you know. The irresistible force to my immovable object, Brett Davis. Oh my God, I can't take it.
I think we should consider switching Steve DeSiena's great theme with Yo-Yo Ma's beautiful composition.
I think that's what did it. I think that's what did it. You know, the Bach really kind of put me in a trance right there. But we're gonna get through it. I got this sugar-free Red Bull here looking at me, so I think we'll get through it, Brett. I don't know. What a week.
Yeah, what a week. I'm wrestling out. We were saying this before we started, which thankfully we don't need to talk too much about WrestleMania. If you haven't checked it out, we did a WrestleMania post show with a bunch of our friends: Rachel Millman, Latoya Ferguson, Casey James Salango, Colette Arend. You can find that on our YouTube or on our podcast feed or wherever you get this show.
Yeah, if you want to relive WrestleMania, that's a great way to do it. Why not?
Yeah.
If you didn't have enough WrestleMania this week.
if you weren't satiated by the 12 nights of wrestling, there's more.
Night of wrestling. But
we do have again, this is an experimental show. If you're listening on the podcast, you might want to just pull up a web browser. We're going to be posting images, and if you're watching this live on the live stream, you don't need to go anywhere. And you could call in. What's the number to call in, Darren?
You can call the hotline at 732-200-CLUB. That's 732-200-2582. We're taking calls tonight to talk about, well, Brett, what are we going to be talking about? Why don't you tell the people?
Well, we've got a very special guest. We have a two-timer guest, which means she's getting closer. We talked about this last time we wanted to do it, but we wanted to save it for a WrestleMania. What do you call this?
Hangover.
How do you feel? Hangover, yeah.
Yeah.
A wiping of the lens, as Kelsey Grammer would say. And we're gonna do an audio art gallery with a very talented photographer. Somebody who I actually was introduced to their work via kind of an art gallery in Philadelphia. What was it? It was a cafe in Philly.
Narrows it down.
Brian Courthouse. Brian Courthouse.
Brian Courthouse. Thank you.
Oh, how could we forget?
And please welcome to the show, photographer extraordinaire, Zia Hiltey. Welcome back to Wrestling Club.
Hey, I'm so,
Welcome
I'm
to your
so honored.
exhibition.
Yeah, I'm so honored. This is my second time back. I didn't embarrass myself enough on the first round, so I got to really give it a go this second
You
time.
know what? I believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah, check the archives if you want to hear an in-depth discussion of Total Bellas.
I know. I mean, we were just scratching the surface. So
How did you feel with the gals getting their Hall of Fame induction?
good. I actually need to watch their speech. I tried to watch the Hall of Fame, and boy, was it something.
Brett and I watched the whole thing. It was, Nikki and Bree's speech, honestly, to me, that was like the one moment of drama, because I was like, is she going to say John's name? How does Artem feel about this? But, I don't want to spoil it for you. So,
Well,
give it a watch.
Already been spoiled. I know that she called out John Cena, and I saw that clip, and I actually thought that was like really nice and humble of her, and showed that like she's an adult. I thought that was nice. Like she's not erasing her history, She's like, he was important to her. It didn't work out,
I will say the Bellas have a lot more catchphrases than I thought, because they worked in a few of them, and it's just like, because Bella is money, or
don't remember
like
that one. Don't remember that one.
I think that I would pay to just hear you do all of the Bella catchphrases. So maybe we'll save that for.
Yeah, we're looking for money. So we'll say just about anybody's catchphrase.
Again, if you're watching live, we got a chat going. Just throw in any Bella catchphrases, even if they're fake. I'll try to work them in casually into the episode. Before we start with this exhibition, it's been a newsworthy day, newsworthy week, for sure, but especially today. Darren, who hit the chopping block in the WWE?
I mean, you're making me do this off the top of my head. Well, I just saw before we went live that Mojo Rawley has been released. The Iconics were released. Samoa Joe, Chelsea Green, Mickey James. Who else?
Tucker,
I forget.
Kalisto.
Kalisto.
Dallas, Wesley Blake.
Wow.
That's 10. We're up to 10 now.
That's 10, yeah. And they say maybe more are coming. I guess we'll see. What a God. A year to the day that they released like half of their workforce in the middle of the pandemic last year. So
see, are any of these people you personally know?
Let me run through the list. No, actually don't think so. I think Chelsea Green did she do Shimmer? I don't remember.
I think she did Shimmer.
I just missed Samoa Joe. When I started with Ring of Honor, he was like just kind of he started his way out like shortly before that, I think. So, but I'm excited to see where all these people are going to turn up. I think they're all going to be just fine.
Yeah, it used to seem like a death sentence when people would get released, and now it's like there's so many places to go, and everybody's gonna thrive elsewhere because WWE's kind of this audience of one,
Sure. And how do you release Samoa Joe? Everybody else, I understand. Maybe not.
I don't understand the Iconics.
No, I don't understand that
one of my favorite acts in wrestling.
Yeah. And Billy Kay is just a comedic genius. But Samoa Joe, no offense to the Iconics, is like an all-time great. He is, top 5 of his generation, and you can't find it. You can't find a gig for that guy. He was a great commentator. I'm sure he'd be a great coach, a producer, but boy, not a great day.
I mean, is there a chance that maybe he asked for his release? Do you think that's a thing, or do you think
could be? I mean, I know he got injured on a commercial shoot. Is that right? A year ago, or more than a year ago? With
just a commercial shoot for Raw.
Got a concussion, but he has done physical angle. Didn't he do a physical angle like 6 months ago? So he must be cleared in some way.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure.
Me neither.
Definitely posted video of him, rocking out like 2 years ago, WrestleMania weekend, to Jay-Z on stage. So he seems spirits are high,
Yeah. I mean, he'll do. I mean, he's an old pro. I mean, between New Japan and AEW, and another one that I'd love to see Samoa Joe in Bloodsport.
Yeah,
but
that's
we'll see.
Tailor made for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we talked a ton about WWE. They had their Raw and NXT after Mania. Not, the affair that it sometimes is.
What a snooze.
Yeah. Back in the Thunderdome, they moved some of the TVs around. New host Adnan Virk, who doesn't know wrestling, or at least not super well.
He doesn't know any moves yet, but that's okay. He'll
if only they had
he won't.
Somebody available for commentary that knew wrestling moves.
Oh, well, that's overrated these days, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, we didn't really touch on it this weekend, but there was a big challenge made. GCW. John Moxley showed up and got into the bloody glass-covered face of Nick Gage. Zia, you've been in situations like this. You've been around performance glass.
Yeah, guys, I can say that it's not much performance, that's for sure. And photographing at ringside is horrible. It's like the absolute worst. Like, there was a guy that used to wear goggles whenever he would photograph death matches ringside.
Yeah,
sure. All that light tube dust.
Oh my god.
Oh, gross.
It just takes years off people's lives. Like, every time I see one of those things get smashed on somebody, it's just like everybody has 1 year taken off their life, pretty much. Like audience, wrestlers, everybody.
You gotta get the Bryce Remsburg hazmat suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what though? I am really turning a corner on Nick Gage.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be iconic by the end of the year once that Dark Side of the Ring comes out.
Oh yeah.
I think there's just a portion of the audience that doesn't know his deal. I'm not a deathmatch fan particularly, but it's clear that he stands out from the pack because it's very real with him.
Well, he's got all the charisma. His promos are great.
It's a weird kind of charisma, but yeah. I mean, he cut a promo. What was it on our worst Royal Rumble episode with Marty and Sarah? he threw an entrant in there, and he cut a great promo. It was great.
Yeah, he's a great promo, and he's a character that people really can, I don't know if it's relate to, but yeah, he's got a lot of charisma, and when you see him in a room, like, it's just, he's the guy, especially in GCW. I feel like he is the guy there.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him live that one time, and I mean this in the nicest way, but the Cretans that rushed to his side when he made his entrance.
They crowd him. Everybody crowds him and peps him up, even during COVID, which I'm not super stoked on. But
no, it was I think COVID... something I haven't felt since I was at a hardcore show that was I was maybe wanted to leave.
I mean, he's super believable, and I think him and Moxley is that's a great match for Bloodsport. Or GCW or wherever they do it. I don't know if it would work in AEW, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I get the feeling. I think Cody Rhodes made his list of dream opponents, and I think one of them is Nick Gage, and I think that was one Tony Khan was like, absolutely not.
He was supposed to be in a Royal Rumble. Did you guys know that for AEW?
Nick Gage was?
No.
Thought so. That's what I heard.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, but
I inferred that.
This is right before he got injured, I think. There was speculation that he was supposed to be in it, and then he got injured, so they put somebody else in his place, and now I can't remember who. But
I feel like Tony Khan loves blood and guts, though. He loves violence. He loves that ECW style, especially in the last couple months. So I don't see why he wouldn't want Nick Gage. I just,
have you watched the David Arquette documentary?
Oh my God! You can see the moment when Nick Gage realizes what just happened and panics a little bit. You can see the panic in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an emotion I want to see in Nick Gage's eyes.
No, definitely not.
Also, John Moxley challenged Yuji Nagata the same week.
That's cool.
He's really doing the Renaissance Man thing.
I can't wait for Moxley to go back to New Japan. I love New Japan John Moxley, so
yeah.
Hopefully we get that this year. And Yuji Nagata, love Yuji, love him. He puts that arm up. He's my, me. I love a plain wrestler.
He's got the arm. Everybody loves the arm.
Yeah, he's got that blue thing. He's Blue Justice or whatever. I like it.
Yeah. I like his shirt that has his face on the inside of it.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing to me. Danhausen, one of your compatriots in Ring of Honor, was on Conan O'Brien's podcast this week.
I had this on my list. I can't even believe what reality we're in right now.
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw that pop up, and I wasn't sure if it was Danhausen, but then I was like, oh, it's Danhausen.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense.
Did you listen to it?
I listened to it, yeah.
I didn't.
Conan loves Danhausen. He's in. He's in immediately. Like, Conan jumped right on in. He wants everything to do with Danhausen.
Wow. I mean, I am a Conan super fan. And I've even thought of, we did the WWE SNL episode. I'd love to do a WWE Conan episode because there's so many fun clips. But specifically, I think of the time Goldust was on. It was very interesting. And I could see them doing something similar with Danhausen at some point. He's trying to pour the teeth in his mouth.
What was something. Yeah, well, I've never seen Goldust on Conan, Brett. What is that?
He's just writhing on the desk.
Okay, great. And that makes a lot. I mean, I feel like Goldust is very much a mid-90s Conan character anyway.
Yeah.
Like a second desk bit.
It's like prime 96 Goldust.
Oh,
it's not
great.
Like stuttering Goldust or
troubled
Goldust, I mean.
Yeah, troubled Goldust.
Yeah, real classic Goldust.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite, ages well.
Yeah. I saw a couple clips this week that might not make it to the new WWE network with Goldust. But we won't talk about those.
Hey, who's going to be all over the WWE network pretty soon? Vladimir.
He's already all over it.
Yeah.
If you watch all those MSG
Vladimir
house shows like I do, Vladimir the Superfan, they're doing a documentary on him. I'm so excited. Now, this is a great WWE subject, I think. Mm-hmm. And, you really can't do documentaries on all the super fans because those documentaries would be bad. But Vladimir, great. Yeah. I mean, we don't need the clown. Sign guy.
Shirt guy.
Oh, the shirt guy. Actually,
I was wears a weird suit.
I was really happy to see Green Shirt Guy at WrestleMania. I was happy, and he had his mask on. Who's green? He's the guy that sits in the front row on the hard camera.
Is he the guy with the long hair?
No, short hair. He wears a green. He's got a green shirt. It's not a SpongeBob shirt, but it's close.
I've never noticed Green Shirt Guy.
Oh my God, you've never noticed Green Shirt Guy? Unbelievable.
Yeah. I've never noticed him either, but people were pointing him out when we were watching WrestleMania. But this is news to me.
He was in the front row for All In. He's been at AEW shows, but he was always at WWE shows, especially in the Midwest. He must be from Indiana, Ohio, somewhere around there. And he was at WrestleMania, and he was being good. He had his mask on, unlike a lot of the other Hulkamaniacs in the crowd.
Unlike 99.9% of everyone else in attendance.
Yeah.
Zia, in your indie show experience in the Northeast, who would you make your Vladimir style documentary about from fans you've encountered?
It's really funny you said that because I was running down the list of fans I've seen at shows. There's a guy that always comes to Ring of Honor who people know is Streamer Guy. Mm-hmm. Brings all the streamers. He wears
I thought he was like a YouTube streamer.
Oh no. He's like old school streamer guy. He's got to be from South Philly. He's got that South Philly look.
Oh yeah, eyes a little too close together.
He's just a little bit like he's got like a Kevin Owens look to him. I feel like the shaved like military hairdo.
Oh yikes!
There's another guy that looks like who kind of looks like Joey Ramone, who I notice all the time that comes to some of the shows, and he loves to sit in the front row. He like looks like Joey Ramone mixed with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
He's somebody.
He's not Faith No More guy.
He's not Faith No More guy.
Okay,
no.
yeah. That was a fan. That's my favorite name of a fan. Because he looks like the guy from Faith No More.
He does. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two that pop out. There's also there was a guy that would dress up like Hulk Hogan all the time too, which
yeah,
we don't need that.
Is that the guy that has the Hulk? Is that the guy that has the Hulk Hogan tattoo?
Oh,
I don't think so. But this guy used to just dress like this all the time, and he would walk around. He'd walk around Philadelphia like this. He would take the subway like this. Like he's Hulk Hogan guy. Like Philly knows this guy is Hulk Hogan guy. He's also a black man, so he like really stands out. Too.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a There's like a couple Hulk Hogan lookalikes. That's like always in the Impact Zone when they were in Orlando. And
well, there's the old one. There's
NXT. And then there's the old one with the Hulk Hogan tattoo on his back.
Well, no. That's a different one. That's like the Bubba the Love Sponge era Hulk Hogan fans. I'm talking about the guy who would always be. He was like a super fan in the Vladimir era, where you'd always see him. And yeah, he would be the one in the Impact Zone. I think later on, he just got older and older, but kept the hair and the mustache, and he always like cosplayed Hogan. But yeah, the fan with the full back tat of Hulk Hogan, and then that's a guy who, and he's as a person of size, I will say he's a fat man. He's a big guy, and he just loves taking that shirt off to show off that tattoo, especially if Hulk Hogan's there. Like, he's like, Hulk, you want to see it? And he's like, take it off, brother. And he does. And it's a terrible thing. So no, I don't want to see a documentary on any Hulkamaniacs. I don't think that's a good idea.
Would you guys watch a documentary on a bowl cut kid from the 90s?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Remember Bowl Cut Kid?
Yeah. I mean, there's someone I really relate to.
Yeah, for sure. That's Darren as like a 10-year-old.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Just violent. Just very really much in
pure catharsis.
Yeah, just like when I was 10 and found ECWs, and I just started smashing Diet Coke cans on my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, we'll get into that's gonna come up in a bit. We're gonna jump into this art gallery now, so just put yourself in the mindset. Maybe there's like some champagne, maybe there's some hors d'oeuvres.
Is that what? I've never been to an art gallery.
We went to one once, you and me.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
For the free champagne, Fred Armisen.
Yeah, to hang out with, because you wanted to hang out with Fred Armisen.
I didn't want to hang out with Fred Armisen.
Yeah, you did. You were like, maybe we can hang out with him, and then he was just sitting there in silence, and we didn't want to talk to him. We didn't want to talk to him.
You're like, we're good.
And now, for the best. Zia, I'll give you your opportunity. Normally this would be posted on the wall somewhere, but if you just want to tell us your artist statement.
Oh, God. You know what? I actually don't usually do an artist statement because I like to leave it up to the interpretation of the viewer to get from it what, you really pull from it. But I will say that I've always tried to make wrestling photography, for people who don't give a shit about wrestling. Like, okay. I want to pull in people who wouldn't give wrestling like a second thought, or, have never really considered it an art form. Like, that's always the audience I was also trying to include in this stuff. So.
Yeah, and I just got the zine you did with Brainbuster.
Yeah, Brainbuster. Yeah. He's awesome. He's so good. He does like a lot of Polaroids. He did some of the original Polaroid books. There's 2 of them now, and shoots like amazing backstage photos.
Yeah, I think they've got them right here.
Look at that.
Maybe a future episode. Who knows? We'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I wanted to, because I see that in your work too. I can see how it can appeal to somebody that has never cared about wrestling before, and I really wanted to see if it would. So one of the things I did, sorry if I sound bad. One of the things I did was I reached out to people on Fiverr and poets on Fiverr. You know, I like to be a patron of the arts.
You do, yeah.
I had a few people write some poetry, very, cold, asking random people. So we're gonna have a little bit of poetry inspired by your work, and then this is not just this isn't a lap for you, a victory lap. This is we do have an art critic here, somebody that is well known in certain circles of independent wrestling. Friend, not that Tom Green, has an associate by the name of Nolie, who is truly an art. I don't know how you describe it. Just somebody that really is in touch with these designers. We're going to have critiques to go along with it. And again, if you're listening on audio, you'll be able to check us out at Wrestling Club WFMU on Instagram. You can see all these images, or on Wrestling_Club_ on Twitter. Or if you're watching the video, they'll present it to you. So I think,
yeah, and if you're listening to the podcast, you can always go to our new YouTube page and watch the episode. That might be advantageous at least this week.
Yeah.
I know you guys picked the best medium for wrestling photography, an audio podcast. So truly honored. We could actually just describe every image.
Well, that's that. I also asked Nolie to describe the images. Mixed results.
Can I say that? I just have to put this out there. I am so excited and so nervous that you got Nolie to do this. Mm-hmm. I've known about Nolie for a long time. Big fan of Nolie's work. Seen a lot of Nolie's done interviews in the past. I've seen a lot of them, and I think that Nolie's is very tough, a very tough critic, but very fair. So really eager to hear this interpretation, and very nervous. So
yeah. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Our first image is of Orange Cassidy. Man upstairs, Isaiah. If you can roll the clip.
Hey, Wrestling Club.
This
Nolie. Is
Nolie.
And today we are looking at some awesome pictures. Am I right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to show you each one, and you're going to tell me what you think about them, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so here's the first one we got here.
That one's Orange Cassidy.
All right, what's he doing?
He's in his locker room, and he's putting his other foot down on the nail.
Yeah. And what do you think he's thinking about?
I think he's thinking about drinking some oranges.
Drinking some oranges?
Yeah.
All right. And how does this make you feel?
Happy.
Happy?
Because I actually get to see my best friend, Orange Cassidy.
So there we go, Orange Cassidy. Now you've picked these images. They're great, but also these are ones that might have a story behind them. So I'll leave this to you. What's the story behind this picture of Orange Cassidy?
So I have many stories of Orange Cassidy. I've been around Orange Cassidy for a long time, but this particular picture is from this really amazing wrestling show called Let's Hang Out. Let's Hang Out is like one of the closest versions of like punk rock wrestling that kind of exists on the East Coast right now. Highly recommended. They get really great people, but Orange Cassidy was on the show, and this is in the basement of where they do the show, which is like an old school moose lodge. So in the building, in the room right next door, there's actually a bowling alley. So while this picture was being taken, Andy Williams, Butcher and Blade were actually right in the next room, bowling in their ring outfits right before they were about to like go upstairs to like a wild crowd filled
Wrestling
with
club.
like
This is
hundreds of punk kids, like just ready for the action.
Wow, that sounds like a great show. I was gonna say it looks like a bowling locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Those shows are great. They actually, we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about indie shows, and I was saying I'm not quite sure I'm ready to go back to indie shows yet, but Let's Hang Out is running a show in May at a drive-in. So
Okay.
they're going to be playing movies, like wrestling related movies, and then have a ring set up and do real wrestling before the show. So that feels pretty cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to our next image. Current world champion, Will Ospreay.
Who's in the picture?
Sting.
Sting.
And Tutti Farts.
And Tutti Farts.
Tutti Farts. Tutti Farts.
Who's in the picture?
Hardcore heaven. 11 seconds of punishment in broken glass. Burnt to cinders on a cinder block. Knocked out from a suplex. Next challenger awaits their fate. Blood splatters the floor, but the crowd wants more.
The big one is trying to drop the little one onto the fire.
How do you think the fire got there?
I have no idea. That one looks like P.
P?
Yeah.
His wrestling name's P?
Yeah. And that one looks like Fart.
P versus Fart.
Yeah.
Hardcore heaven. 11 seconds of punishment in broken glass. Burnt to cinders on a cinder block. Knocked out from a suplex. Next challenger awaits their fate.
Well, it's new. You know the referee.
Bryson.
Yeah, Bryce. Your buddy with the secret handshake. Well, what do you think she's dressed up like?
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. She's Princess Kimber Lee.
Princess Kimber Lee.
Yep, and that's her winning the Chikara Grand Championship.
This is a boy.
Yep, hello Wicked.
Bryce, if you're listening, that was the height of your career right there.
Mhm.
It's all downhill from there, though, Bryce. That's it.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Princess Kimber Lee?
This was like such a good time for her to shine. She's in Impact now. I actually don't watch a lot of Impact, but
we're going head to head with Impact right now.
Are we? No. That's our competition? Shit.
I guess so.
Sorry, Impact. I guess we stole the whole crowd. But
yeah, I mean, we might have actually. It's similar, I guess.
She's great though. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but this was like, I mean, from this moment, this was a really great time for her in Chikara. And I remember there were so many like little girls that would like show up and just like, it was so nice to have representation for like other people at that time. So that was cool. She did a cool thing.
All right, let's take a look at the next image.
Well,
The Lone Combatant. Written and read by Des Tremblay. A lonely fighter he was, under the spotlights and the cheers, the support of the crowd he has, until he sees the man he fears. A final fight was had, hits, groans, and tears, but he was no seer, he didn't know he would end up sad. The lone combatant inspired a chant, the combatant who was lonely, abandoned by his only family, the crowd who viewed him so highly.
That's Boomer Hatfield.
Boomer Hatfield, you think? If I were to tell you that the guy under that mask wrestles in WWE right now, who do you think that is?
Samoa Joe.
You think that's Samoa Joe?
Because he has the same pants.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
Those are both good guesses.
Yeah, Nolie's still wondering about that. But you can't break kayfabe.
No, I can't do it.
Yeah, I think that Tom's giving wrong information. I think that wrestler is now, I think, working with children in Mexico.
He moved home. You know, it's a really nice story.
Orphanage now or something. Yeah, but that was Des Tremblay's poem. They did a really great job.
Yeah, that was a beautiful poem. Yeah, that was beautiful, and I love the slow zoom, Brett.
Yeah,
Really
and this
good.
is El Generico. We should mention, not Boomer Hatfield. But what's the story behind this?
This photo is like this. I feel like I've been riding on the coattails of this photo for a really long time. It's like one of the first photos that I took of pro wrestling that really just like stuck and made sense, and people really liked, and it resonated. But yeah, this was El Generico. It was from like one of my favorite venues in like upstate New York. I want to say, I always forget where it is, but I think it's like Rochester. But it's like a little lads club. This is another place with a bowling alley in the basement, and I bowled with some of the wrestlers in the basement. Yeah, I loved this shot. And I gotta say, El Generico was one of the first people that like really pulled me aside and said, I always felt really uncomfortable photographing in the back and like photographing wrestlers when they're not just like in the ring and on. But he was one of the first people that pulled me aside and was like, it's so good that you're here documenting all of this other stuff, because it's good for us to have these memories to remember, like even in the future, it's going to be important to us. So just like know that it's like you're welcome here, and that like you're good at what you do, and like this is great, and I can't wait to like have these memories later on. So
yeah,
he said all of that in Spanish, so I had to get someone to translate. So that's loose. That's like a loose translation.
Yeah, I can imagine it was in Spanish, but like you could tell it was like somebody talking really fast and maybe like a little too hard at you.
Yeah. A lot of like, like just shaking my head and pretending like I understood. Like, it was.
How does it feel that now? Well, I don't know where El Generico is, but how do you feel about Sami Zayn being pals with
his
Logan
close personal
Paul
friend
at WrestleMania now?
Oh God.
I feel, I think that Sami, I really like this new incarnation of Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think it's funny he still has the ska music, but like I'm not gonna complain about it because I love ska. So
Yeah, there was a great post-match promo from that where Sammy just seemed like it's kind of read that Kevin Owens, like, because Logan Paul pushed Sammy and then Kevin stunned Logan Paul, that maybe Kevin was coming to Sammy's aid, his defense or something. I'd love for that like friendship to be rekindled in some way. It's the best. I never get tired of seeing them wrestle.
No, never.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this next image of Smash.
Okay.
Ooh.
What do you think's going on here?
That's Sting's brother.
That's Sting's brother?
He's not.
So, yeah. Not quite Sting's brother.
I mean, he's close. You know,
Close.
I mean, there's not really, you know, the line between Barry Darsow and Sting. It's a fine line, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to say at least Barry Darsow has most of the face paint on at this point.
Yeah,
You know,
Darren and I
that's
like to talk about how Demolition, just every year that you see them in public, there's just like less and less face paint. It's like, why even do it?
Guys,
Like,
they've
why?
they've been doing it for so long. Give them a break, you know?
I know, but you know what? I mean, I feel like Barry Darsow, he's got a lot of other, you know, he could just put a little mask on and be the Repo Man. You know, he could. I guess he could just say he was Crusher Khrushchev or whatever. Like, he doesn't really need to do much for that. But I'm saying, if you're gonna be Demolition, you know, paint the face.
Get
It'd
the
be all right.
straps on.
Yeah.
Get the leather on.
You know, get the bonded.
God.
You know, get
Guys,
the gimp outfit out.
They can't put on that leather anymore.
Yes,
Didn't they do that at this show? That was this the King of Trios?
This was King of Trios. There's no way. They definitely were in t-shirts and maybe like pleather pants. I really can't remember, but
I love it so much.
Fair.
Yeah,
I was
feel
really
like-
hoping they were the full gear.
I feel like Barry Darsow's a nice guy. There's something about him that says, you know, I feel like this is a good guy. Maybe I'm wrong.
no, you're totally right. That's actually, so like, I wouldn't say that this is one of my best pictures, but like, I used to shoot a lot of promos at like King of Trios of like a lot of these older wrestlers. Barry Darsow was so nice. So nice. He was just like he was like a lovely grandfather that wears like weird S&M daddy gear sometimes. Like,
Yeah. What a, you know, he's somebody, honestly, he kind of looks like my dad there a little bit, you know, minus the face paint. Dad doesn't paint his face anymore, but
he's everybody's dad, you know?
Yeah.
That's what the photo says to me, like he's everybody's dad.
All right, let's take a look at another picture. This time of Matt Cross.
Naked.
Snaking?
No, he's naked.
Oh, he's naked. Gotcha.
Oh, and there's roses in his back.
Yeah. How do roses in wrestling make you feel?
Happy.
Happy?
Look at that muscles.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. All right. You know that you've seen him wrestle before?
Give it a little kiss.
Yeah.
Give it a
When we go to old wrestling.
Buy some little kiss.
Oh.
So yeah, this is a photo from old wrestling. A thing I've seen your photos of, which are great, but I don't know the story behind. Yeah, what's the story behind this image and old wrestling in general?
Yeah. Speaking of daddies, Matt Cross here. Old wrestling is this really cool thing I'm involved with that takes place in like the middle of nowhere in Ohio, and they used to do two events really a year. One was the Speakeasy Spectacular, and the other was the Old Wrestling Extravaganza. So the whole theme of old wrestling is that it takes place somewhere vaguely in like the early 1900s, like 1900s through like 1930s, 1940s, but everybody who comes plays a character that is appropriate for that time period. and it's like legitimately held in a barn. Like this is a photo I took in front of like a block of wood that is like literally on a dirt floor. Like we're in a dirt floor. It smells like cows. Like it's the 4-H barn that they use during the fair. All of the fans dress up in like appropriate like 1900s garb. We have like a live band that plays all of the wrestlers like to and from the ring. It's great. It's like such an experience. It's like another really amazing show that I wish everybody could go to, but it's kind of far. It's like in the Midwest. So
yeah.
So yeah.
It's so up my. I'm not a big. I'm not like a Ren Fair person or anything, but like this is like just the right amount of it for me.
I will say, I mean, I'm not a Ren Fair person either, but there's something about like antique wrestling that I love.
Yeah.
Give me a body slam. I want to see a big body slam,
Yeah.
Matt Cross is the ace of old wrestling, you could say.
Yeah. He's had the belt, I think, for about like 7 years straight now. He's never lost it.
That's cool. Is it like one of those like tiny little Luthez belts? That's like
yeah. Yeah, and that's the cool things about like the moves and stuff. Like they're all like antique rules. So like you can't go to the top rope. Like you can't do anything that hasn't been like basically invented past like 1930. So it's a lot of body slams. It's awesome.
Tootsmont rules.
Good. A lot of wool tights.
A lot of wool tights. The characters are great. I think that's one of my favorite parts, like helping people come up with characters. Like Ricky Shane Page plays this like Southern judge character, and he wears an all white suit with like a little gavel. It's like hands down his best character. He should play this character everywhere. Like
is there like a Farmer Burns character? I always wanted to see a Farmer Burns character in the 21st century.
You know what? I think we came up with a farmer idea, but we couldn't figure out who would play that role. Like,
you know who would be perfect for it? Darren, maybe.
Yeah,
Darren's
a worker. Yeah, I've been on a farm. I've lived on a farm. That's a shoot, brother.
Darren, can you do a body slam? You're ready.
Yeah, I did. I can do one.
Can you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Jeff Cannonball taught me how to do a body slam. It's very easy. Doing a body slam is easy. I think it's taking a body slam that's a little more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't attempt it in our match.
No, we did. Well, we didn't really attempt much. Boy,
yeah. Thanks to Matt Tremont, aforementioned Matt Tremont, for putting up with that. All right, let's take a look. Let's get a little hardcore. I think you'll know what this music means.
What's going on in this picture?
A Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club?
Yeah.
All right. What's happening?
They're lifting up someone and putting something to one of their mouths.
What do you think they're pouring into his mouth?
Soda.
Yeah.
Or diarrhea.
Or what?
Diarrhea.
Or diarrhea?
Yeah.
So you think the Bullet Club's going around pouring diarrhea in people's mouths?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Okay, that ain't the Bullet Club. That ain't soda. Definitely. Well, it might be a little diarrhea.
Though. He was right about that.
Yeah, famously.
That is the Sandman of ECW fame. Zia, where is this photo?
This is at this an armory outside of Philadelphia that they used to do a lot of Ring of Honor shows, and I guess ECW shows. Did you guys ever go to ECW when it was like a thing?
I wish. I was too young, but I did watch every Saturday night.
Yeah, this was. I can't remember the year of this. I want to feel like this was around like 2010. They started doing these like ECW reunion shows called Extreme Rising.
Oh, I remember those. That's like the third string ECW revival shows.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. They were intense. They were like my first real ECW experiences, but I guess I just like couldn't believe, like, this is all Sandman would do. Like, he would literally come out. He would just walk around, like getting in people's way, like stepping on people's chairs, just like multiple times, and then just pick someone and dump beer into their mouth. And like, that was it. He basically didn't even wrestle. Like, it's all he would do.
He's he's like the honky tonk man, you know? He's Abdullah the Butcher. He's got one gimmick, and that's all he's got to do. And I'm sure he's, you know, just walking around the crowd like that. He's like one of the most over guys on the show.
He was. People went nuts. Everybody
loved
like,
this.
I want that beer. Give me your beer.
And everybody's singing Enter Sandman, presumably.
Yeah. I remember, so another funny thing about this is that I was standing in the back checking my photos, and Sandman had exited the stage, and I was looking at my camera going through the exposures. I had no interaction with him at all. He took his kendo stick, tapped me on the head like a fairy, and proceeded to like prance down the hall. And I was like, what is going on? And there was like no one else around. It was
no, Sandman took ecstasy.
It was unbelievable.
You know, there's a lighter side of Sandman. He was also part of the worst Royal Rumble that we did, and his entrant into the match was Big Bird.
Oh.
Hey, it's the Sandman. My entrant is Big Bird.
Oh my God.
Oh,
all right. We got one more, and this might be my favorite. And we also have some poetry from it. Another Zia, actually. Zia Samaya or Samaya Zia. I'm not sure, but what are the odds of that? But
crazy.
this is an image of the great Sasuke deep into a passionate session of karaoke. So let's take a look.
Volcano of voice. When a star breaks, melancholy overtakes. When a flower wilts, glee turns into guilt. Does it cause them to fear birth? Buds refuse to bloom, and stars rebuff to erase the gloom. You have felt their claws strangling your throat, your dreams shattered, voice overshadowed. But that can't thwart the storm in you. Scream it loud, let the emotions escape out. There is no room for that fire's isolation, 'cause sweetie, precious things deserve the celebration.
What song do you think he's singing?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Right. So
Is he a wrestler?
Oh
he
my
is a
God.
wrestler.
But why is he named Great Cassidy?
Sasuke.
Sasuke, I'm not punching you in the face.
Because he's great. You know, that guy once jumped. What one of his regular moves is?
What?
He walks in, he puts a barrel on himself, and he jumps off the top rope.
Super high?
Yeah, super high.
Like to the ceiling.
And sometimes he's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Sometimes to the ceiling.
Maybe.
Dude, what the heck? What the heck?
Right.
What the heck? Bye.
All right. Overall, what do you think of Zia's pictures?
Great.
Great. She's a great photographer.
Mwah.
Whoa.
You got a little kiss from Nolie.
Oh, Nolie. Nolie, careful with that, bud. You getting a little
honored.
I see you losing those teeth. You're getting a little older.
Yeah. Well, let's give a round of applause to Nolie. Great job.
Nolie
job,
did such
Nolie.
a great job. Holy crap. That was so good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see the lyrics to what Sasuke is singing.
Oh yeah, you guys want to take guesses what he's singing? I wish it was Taylor Swift. It's not.
Is it a song I might recognize?
I'm saying it's Bruce Springsteen. I don't know. I'm just going to say that.
It is an 80s song.
I see the lyric is Open Highway.
Oh, that should give it away. It is another Jersey singer. How about that?
Bon Jovi? Is it Bon Jovi?
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
Cool.
What song?
Isn't it It's My Life?
Life is like an open highway. Yeah.
Oh, great.
That's incredible.
This looks like terrible. This looks like terrible quality because it partially is. It was a film camera. It was like a disposable film camera because I was trying to be really artsy at this time. So
respect.
Yeah.
It's my favorite picture of the bunch. I mean, you know, it just feels like I'm there. at this party. And Great Sasuke. It's a dream of mine to do karaoke with Japanese wrestling legends.
Yeah, this was not a Japanese wrestling legend, but X-Pac was also here at this bar with us too, and I want to say that Marty Jannetty was here too, but I'm not sure.
Oh no, what did they sing? What did Marty sing?
They didn't sing anything. They just hung out. They hung out on the other side of the bar. But Bryce was here. Bryce will remember this. Like, we used to have this horrible dive bar that we would go to after all the Chikara shows. So during one of the Philly shows, somehow somebody got like X-Pac and Marty Jannetty and the Great Sasuke to show up. And the Great Sasuke rips at karaoke. And Bon Jovi apparently is always his go-to song. So.
Wow. What bar is this? Do you know the name of it?
It was called Downey's. It was this terrible Irish bar on South Street. It was so gross. I used to call it Downers. Like, it was just a horrible place, but everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. It was like the place that we all went for this kind of stuff. It's insane.
Yeah. For the WFMU heads listening, it reminds me a lot of Golden Cicada, which involved in WFMU
Rest in peace.
Know that place.
Rest in
it's
peace.
Gone.
We lost it. Yeah, you know what? It was the guy the family that ran it. I think the guy had some health troubles and he sold it. Yeah, he sold it right at the beginning of pandemic. It was this Jersey City, this Jersey City dive bar that sold one kind of beer and one kind of whiskey, and they would have karaoke that was just like this old guy. It was this old guy and his wife, and he would just type, he would say whatever you wanted to sing on karaoke, he would just type it into YouTube. And it was a real experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Paris Review wrote about Golden Cicada. That's like how legendary of a dive bar it was.
Yeah. Real great, but rest in peace. It's going to be a skyscraper now. So you know what? Moving on up. We're just improving the neighborhood, Get these dumps out of here.
But yeah, go. So Great Sasuke. First off, isn't he an elected official?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't have fun.
He was the
RNC.
He was the first person to really put like mask awareness. Like, he had to fight to wear his mask in Parliament, I believe.
He's the first masked elected official.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Crazy.
Yeah, and I don't think Santo was ever in Mexican politics. So, yeah, Sasuke was the first one.
Cool. Yeah. Sasuke is awesome. He's cool. He's real cool.
I believe it. I love Great Sasuke. Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
After that New Japan show, we talked about this before on the show, but Darren and I, we were like, this could be our chance to hang out with. Like, we know some people that wrestled on that show. Like, this could be our chance to party with New Japan wrestlers, but it didn't happen.
No, we just watched what's his name?
Bad Luck Fale.
Bad Luck Fale smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a story too. Just not the story you guys thought you were going to get.
Yeah. But this work is also great. Do you have any favorite of this crop?
I mean, I still just love that El Generico picture. I just love it so much. I'll love it forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a picture.
Yeah, it's really an iconic photo for independent wrestling, I think.
Yeah.
Former guest of the show, a very funny comedian, John Rosenberger, has it on his wall.
Does he really? That's awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. I mean, I'm still in shock that people want to put my work up on their wall. Like, it's great. It's kind of funny. My mom actually doesn't have any pictures of me up on her wall, but she has like pictures of Chuck Taylor and like she has this one picture of Chuck Taylor on her wall that I'm just like, please take it down. Can we please? I just don't want to see it every time I come back to the house. But
he's so handsome.
I mean, honestly, moms and aunts love Chuck Taylor.
I feel like he is a mom's wrestler.
Well, I think he enters the ring in a minivan that's driven by a mom.
It's really smart. It's smart.
He came to a pool party at my parents' house one time, and it was like kind of a joint family pool party, and like all of the aunties and like aunties' friends were just like swooning all over him. They couldn't get enough of him.
The Kentucky gentleman.
Yeah, he's just this like hunky corn-fed, like Kentucky gentleman. Yeah.
I love
What a
Chuck
hunk.
Taylor.
What
I'm
a hunk.
fan.
But this was really great. Thank you so much for like inviting me on to do this. Nolie was amazing. I was realizing all day today that I started to panic a little bit, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have sent some of my favorite photos in, because if Nolie trashed them, I don't think I would know how to handle that.
All those years just flushed down the old yeah. Nolie's tough,
Nolie's tough.
Yeah.
But he nailed it, he nailed it. Pee versus fart. That really sums it up.
Really opened up it in a different way that I wasn't expecting, and now I'll think about,
I don't think Nolie has an Instagram, but you could follow Not That Tom Green on social media and get more Nolie content if you've fallen in love like the rest of America. And also Tom does a thing called WCW Deep Cuts, where he's scouring old episodes of like WCW Pro and Worldwide and Saturday Night, and finds the most amazing little details. I mean, that era of like WCW has all of these. You've got luchadors, you've got Japanese wrestlers, you've got old WWF guys that are kind of broken down. You've got like rising stars that haven't been like noticed yet. Miko Satomura wrestling on the same show as like giant haystacks. It's like a crazy thing, but he documents that at WCW Deep Cuts, so I highly recommend that. And then Zia, people could actually get prints of yours.
Yeah, hit me up on the Instagram. It's just Zia_shoots_wrestling, and I can make people's print dreams come true if they want them. I still think it's crazy that people would want them, but I'm very flattered that people enjoy my work and would want to hang it up. So that's cool.
Yeah, I might be one of those people. But thank you so much, Zia. You are truly talented. It's always a huge pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Double timer. I feel honored. I'm almost like Tom Hanks and John Goodman when they were hosting SNL. Like, I'm getting up there. I'm gonna need a robe soon.
Well, I think we established on our last episode that you get epaulets next.
Oh, cool.
Bret Hart style. But Darren, you got your WFMU show this weekend.
3 to 6 a.m. Saturday into Sunday. If you can't sleep, if life's got you down, come hang out with me. I'll be on WFMU radio. That's 91.1 FM in New York and New Jersey, and then WFMU.org all around the world.
Yeah. And I don't have any comedy shows yet.
Well,
there are ones that I'd want to promote, but there is a comedy show that I suggest people check out. It's called Family Friends. It's our friend Emma Callahan and her friend Anne. And it's a great show. It's got Dylan Adler, Faria Khan, Claire O'Kane, Artie Golapudi on April 17th at 9:30. And if you watch it, you make a suggested donation to NYC Safe Walks, which is a great organization that helps people get a little assistance getting home in these kind of fucking awful times. And it's an all-Asian show. I don't know why I wasn't asked, because I'm a huge ally to Asians, but
we've been over this, Brett. We've been over this.
I like what do I need to do to be accepted?
You got to put on the mask. You got to get them. You got to start wearing your mask, Brett.
I gotta do the Paul Diamond or Jamie Noble.
Oh,
just pretend to be.
Oh no. Yeah, wrestling's bad. It's bad.
Wrestling's bad.
Yeah, wrestling's
but this
bad.
show will be good. Family Friends. You can follow Calajandro for more with the link in Safe Walks NYC, of course. You don't need to watch the show to donate. And I'm sure there's similar organizations in whatever city you may be in. And it's it'll help a lot of people because the streets can be unsafe. But yeah, I recommend it. Well, Darren,
we'll
why
put a
don't you
link in
take
the
us out?
we'll put a link.
Yeah,
in
we'll
the
put a link
description.
in the description.
All right, for Zia and Brett, I'm Darren. We'll be back next Thursday night with a whole new wrestling club. So check that out live on YouTube. And thank you for your ears. We'll be back next week. Okay, bye.
Bye.